like safely on the MUP, you need to consider whether the working area is indoors or outdoors. Is the ground suitable for the weight of the machine? Are there any trenches, drains, manholes, cellars? Is the ground level or is it on a gradient? What is the height and outreach required? Consider the number of people, any tools and equipment that need to be lifted. Is this going to exceed the safe working load of the machine? Check for overhead obstructions and power lines. Is this going to impede on your height?
This is my low loader, the one I'm using driving and delivering the machines around the Dublin city. As you can see, it is 40 foot long. With the busy Dublin traffic, it's getting harder and harder to go around the city. We're delivering everything up to 10 foot, up to 130 foot height. The risks involved in the bigger machines are even higher. You can't really see all the surroundings around you, so you really need a spotter, someone to help you and stop the traffic or pedestrians. That will reduce the risk. Better planning of time mainly. Try to deliver machines in the quieter times, off school times. The cruise zone, you always have to be careful and move your machinery. Before you move it, you have to look twice and make sure there's nobody around you, because it's very hard to visualize and look all the four sides around the machine before you move. Most of the injuries happens then. When you're moving machinery, you can drive over your feet or drive over someone else.
So for the grounds, once coming in, you need to make sure that the ground is solid, the ground is not soft, you're not working near any drains, manholes, any underground services or piping where the ground may be soft or may collapse. The other things you need to look out for are overhead power lines, the traffic, etc. around you, in case there's any objects or that in the way for your setup and use of the machine. The spreader pads are put on the ground under the outriggers. The outriggers are used in line with the manufacturer's guidelines. The spreader pads allow us to spread the load of the weight of the van mount. There is a spirit level on the machine that you use when you're deploying the outriggers, and it helps you to spread the load evenly. Once you have deployed your outriggers fully, the machine will then raise up off the ground in position, and once you're happy with the setup of the machine, you are then able to move to the basket.
I'm just going to share some knowledge that I have today on familiarization, setting up machines and spending a few minutes learning about the machine before you actually go to use it. Setup is very important. Familiarizing yourself with the ground controls and how to set it up is also very important. The manual in the platform controls there will have any information that you need to set up the machine. Also, emergency planning. Have somebody on the ground that can operate this machine while you're in the air. Are you happy that they're able to? Are they contactable? Have you got their phone number? Are they available on site? What emergency planning for out of hours have you got? Have you got somebody else, like a service engineer, involved? Do they know? Do they know what hours you're going to be working? Is it the weekends, maybe overnight? Just something to remember when you're using one of these machines, to have all your ducks in a row.
Behind me here is a 70-metre Bronto skylift. The salesman will have done preliminary work, made the customer aware about the size of the machine before the rise on site. Also, we'll have investigated ground conditions and we'll communicate with the client and make sure that everyone knows we're on site first of all, but we're happy with the ground conditions too. Be aware of large chambers underneath, manhole covers, things like that. And also simple things like lampposts, bollards. Continual observation is very important when operating this machine. It's advisable to wear a safety harness in this machine. The four most important factors when dealing with a machine like this are communication, continuous observation, awareness and PPE.
We have a great team of people here at Height for Hire who work hard every day to make sure that every person using a Height for Hire machine gets home safe. Because we never want to have that conversation where you're telling someone's parents or their partner or their children that there's been an accident and their loved one isn't coming home. And that is why safety is so important to us all here at Height for Hire. We want everyone to get home safe.